Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Karen and this is Southern Ketovore. I wanted to give you guys my Monday week 1 update as far as how everything has gone with me trying to jump back onto plan with being a little bit more particular about my eating windows and the quality and volume of my proteins and my fats, and kind of get back into a weight loss mode or fat loss mode as opposed to kind of the maintenance that I've been doing for the past year or so, with really trying to calibrate all of my hunger signals and fullness signals, those kinds of things. So this morning was the end of week 1. So I went through and I did my body weight and my waist measurement. Last week on Monday, May 30th, I did all of my measurements, which I plan to do once a month. But I am going to do my waist measurements every Monday along with my body weight measurement. Just because obviously, you have your visceral fat in your torso area, and so that is a nice indicator of any visceral fat loss. So that is wildlife. This is the perks of filming outside, as random things make noises. So anyway, back at it. So I wanted to give you those measurements and talk about how the week went. Overall, excellent week. I focused a lot on intermittent fasting, and it's funny because I really didn't have to focus on it all that much. I've kind of gotten back in the habit of having breakfast, and so I think I was eating breakfast out of habit in the mornings, but I don't think I was actually hungry. So what I've been doing is I just stick with black coffee and flat water over the course of the morning, and then usually between like 12 and 1 o'clock in the afternoon is when I start to get a little hungry. And so that's when I've been preparing to eat lunch. So I've been doing a few different things for lunch. It's been either meat in some sort of lettuce wrap, or the last couple of days I've actually been doing a whey protein powder at lunch with almond milk. That's not my normal thing, and honestly it's been probably a year or more since the last time I had them. But whey is a complete protein, so it's nice to have that something readily available. But frankly, guys, I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and we are just now starting in with the summer season, and it's been hot, and so it's hard to think about like preparing and heating up food for lunch when it's really just kind of like too hot for it. So the protein shakes have really been kind of hitting the spot as far as having something nice and refreshing, but also really filling. And I've been making them with it's breezy. I'm thankful, but it's blowing my phone around. But I've been using unsweetened vanilla almond milk, which is less than a carb per serving, and I typically do 16 ounces of that, and 3 scoops of the Premier Protein whey powder. So it's about a carb per scoop. So you do end up with like 3 or 4 carbs, but honestly, for all of the protein and everything that's involved in that, I feel really good about it, and it's been filling me up and I feel great. So I did include that a few days this week. My dinners have been kind of all over the board, a little bit of beef, a little bit of chicken, a little pork, like all the things. But ultimately I've removed just the non-essentials and the extra kind of fatty things. So yeah, I've been feeling really good about it. My eating window has been kind of about 7 or 8 hours. So typically like from noon to 7 or 8 o'clock is how it's been running. So in addition to that, my heartburn has finally completely subsided, which is kind of the best. Like, that's one of those things that it just creeps back up on you, and when you're consuming a lot of carbs and a lot of junk, and it happens so fast. Even though I wasn't even like really going off the rails, I had just really gotten back into having daily indigestion and heartburn, and that's totally gone out. So bonus. All right, so as for my update for week 1, obviously I've been on this whole spiel for about 5 years, so I'm not an amateur. Like I've been doing it for a little while. but this is week 1 of my new plan, all right? So last Monday, May 30th, my weight was 179.4. So 179.4 pounds. This morning, 175.8. So 3.6 pounds down this first week. Now granted, little inflammation weight, I totally understand that, but loss is a loss and I'm excited about it. So 175.8 is my current weight as of today. My waist measurement, and this is measuring at the narrowest part of my waist. Last week was 33.25 inches and today it was 31.75 inches, so an inch and a half lost, which that's where I tend to carry my inflammation is kind of like a bloat in my belly. And so that was nice to see that that's already going down a little too. So that is my week 1. I'm really excited to see the scale moving, and hopefully we'll continue on this path. I want to make sure that I'm checking in every Monday and get you guys, whether it's up, down, or stagnant or whatever it is, I want to fill you all in on how it's going and what I'm doing. And yeah, so that's my update for today. I appreciate you guys all coming in and tuning in to this one to see my results. And also, I really want to thank you guys for cheering me on. I mean, whether it's in the comments here on YouTube or over on Instagram, you guys are the best support system ever, and you're the best cheerleaders, and y'all are the rock stars, and I just really, really appreciate you. And every time that y'all send me messages or write comments or anything, I try to respond to every single one that I can, and I love reading them, and it really warms my heart to have contact with the world out there. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you so much. I will be back later this week with my how-to video on how I make my chicken chaffles. With my last video that was highly requested, so that's next on the docket for me to do. So don't worry, that is coming up. Oh, fumble. Guys, I'm so clumsy. I really should have prepared a little better for this, but I'm going to sign out anyway, so now that I have to hold this stand. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will check in with y'all next week for another weigh-in, and later this week for the chicken chaffle recipe. So thank you again, and until next time, love you, mean it.